Hey everyone, I'm Kirby, and like Abby introduced in the last video, I'm going to walk you through a workflow that will help you to create and deliver clear, impactful, and influential project presentations more efficiently using various AI tools every step of the way. So we'll combine various pieces of information into a compelling, professional presentation in record time. We're going to collect and respond to feedback nearly effortlessly and translate your presentation deck into multiple languages, and then create a translated AI video presentation with your own personal AI avatar. Let's dive in. The project I'm using for this example is a smart fitness tracker that monitors various health metrics. So we're halfway through development, and now it's time to update our stakeholders on our progress, challenges, and future steps. So I need to create a presentation to reassure my team, showcase our problem solving, and build excitement about the project. So now that we have some context, let's start with the first step of the workflow, collecting our presentation inputs. So step one, collect presentation inputs. For this step, we'll pull together all the different sources of information we have on the project that are relevant for this presentation and go ahead and input them into the AI tool to summarize and organize the information. When collecting data for the presentation, avoid uploading any confidential information and consider using anonymization tools for privacy. So I've already pulled all the relevant documents that I want to use, which include email chains with external consultants, Slack messages with the marketing team, other Slack messages with the product development channel, a transcript from the latest development team sync, a transcript from an executive team meeting, and then also an updated product roadmap and the latest market research report. Then I'll also include a stakeholder power interest grid with more detailed information on each of the stakeholders that we're presenting to so that we can just be super sure the presentation is tailored to each of their interests and goals. If you were to download each of these pieces of information directly from their source, you'd have different file formats. But in order to sanitize the data and make sure you're not including any proprietary information, you'll want to first open each of these files and clean and prep it to make sure there's no sensitive or even unnecessary information. When you're gathering your data, you'll need to think about what information is most important to this presentation. You don't want to include too much or irrelevant information as to not overwhelm the LLM and be able to keep it super focused and optimized for the purpose of your presentation. Gathering all the relevant data and synthesizing it into a coherent outline is no small feat, especially when there's so much to cover. And here's where AI can really save us substantial time, enabling us to focus on strategy and big picture insights. We'll use ChatGPT to analyze and summarize this information. It'll create a clear, concise outline that aligns with our presentation goals. Let's open ChatGPT here. I like to use ChatGPT, but other large language models like Claude, PMI's Infinity, or Gemini can work similarly. For our prompt, I'll go ahead and copy and paste the one I already wrote. Essentially, it's asking the LLM to condense key insights from multiple sources into a high-level, engaging presentation outline that highlights project progress, challenges, and market positioning. We're asking the LLM to balance technical and market updates, address stakeholder concerns, and suggest visuals to clearly convey data to an executive audience. ChatGPT then generates a structured outline that touches on each key point: recent accomplishments, technical hurdles, timeline updates, and the next 200's unique market position. It's important to remember that as project managers, we're still responsible for the accuracy of the information we're presenting. AI tools can sometimes miss nuances or misunderstand complex data, so we need to carefully review this outline to ensure it aligns with our project's reality and effectively communicates the key points that we want stakeholders to understand. So we can go ahead and ask the LLM to edit certain parts, or if it's more nuanced than that, I just like to copy and paste the output into a Word document for super easy editing. After we review and edit any necessary points, we're ready to take this outline to the next step. We'll turn it into a visual presentation. Step 2, create the presentation. Next, we're going to convert our outline into a professional looking presentation. We'll use Gamma here, which allows us to take text and transform it into visual slides in seconds, which can be a huge time saver. However, there's plenty of other websites that essentially do the same thing. There's Canva, Beautiful, Prezi, etc. Definitely look around and see which fits your needs. For today, we'll use Gamma. So to get started, we'll open Gamma's Create with AI page and select Paste in Text. You should definitely play around with these other options of generate or import file, but for our purpose of wanting to supply an outline, we'll use Paste in Text. Here, I'll copy and paste the outline generated by ChatGPT that we already reviewed and select Presentation as our format and hit Continue. Here we start to customize the settings and content of the presentation. So we can specify what content we want, AI generated, which basically fills in our outline with relevant details, or condense, which just shortens our content to be concise and presentable, or preserve, which reformats our text but keeps our original content. We can also select what amount of text we want on each card, brief, medium, detailed. And while we've already tailored the outline so that it's targeted towards our key stakeholders, here we can specify who we want to write the presentation for. Let's just say we'd like to write this for stakeholders looking for a clear and concise update on the progress, challenges, and strategic direction of the Next 200 Smart Fitness Tracker project. And then we'll specify our tone. I think here I'll say informative, concise, structured. And output language we'll select as English, but we're actually going to come back to this later. And then you'll select where or how you'd like the images to be sourced from, automatic, web, or AI. I'll select AI since this option generates original images and graphics with AI. And I can also specify the image style here too if I want, but let's just start by seeing what it comes up with. If there's specific images you want to use, you can insert them once the presentation is created in the next step. And lastly here, we can either select freeform or card by card. Freeform lets you scale or shrink your content into as many cards as you want, whereas card by card lets you specify exactly where card breaks should go, so you can outline the content card by card. I'm going to select freeform for this project and hit continue. And on this next page, we'll select your theme. You can filter them here, and when you click on one of them, you can see a little preview over here on the left. Click generate, and wow, look at that. It's putting together a beautiful presentation that aligns with our outline, automatically formats the content into headers, bullets, and visuals. And once it's done, Gamma gives you the option of going back to the prompt to edit it if there's something big that you don't like, but otherwise we'll step in here as the project manager to review and edit. As you can see, Gamma's AI does a great job with layout and design, but we still have complete control over customization. We can edit colors, add visuals, and adjust slide order to ensure the presentation flows logically and aligns with our brand guidelines. Gamma does offer the option to use AI to edit the cards by clicking on this little star here. It's still in beta testing, so its capabilities are limited, but still powerful depending on what you're looking to do. Again, this is a great place for a human-in-the-loop check. The initial draft Gamma provides, it might be 70–80% there, but it's crucial to review each slide to ensure that the messaging, design, and flow are right for our audience. Adjusting for tone and clarity here can make all the difference in creating a presentation that resonates with your stakeholders. You can edit it here in Gamma, or you can download it and edit it just in PowerPoint. And with this first draft in hand, we're ready to gather team feedback. Step 3, collect and organize feedback. Next, we'll share our draft presentation with different team members to gather their insights and make any necessary adjustments. So, once our draft is complete, it's time to share it for feedback. Gamma provides a shareable link so we can send to our stakeholders, and they can leave comments directly in Gamma. But feedback often comes through multiple channels, emails, Slack, from meetings, etc. And managing that feedback can be tricky, so we'll use ChatGPT to help summarize and organize it. We'll manually gather all the feedback from various sources and input it into ChatGPT with this pre-written prompt. It says you created the presentation in Gamma and sent the deck out for review to team members. Here's the feedback collected from emails, Slack, or comments in Gamma. Please summarize it in a checklist format, including an overall section for general feedback and specific points for each of the 10 slides. So ChatGPT will deliver a neatly organized list of feedback, separating general comments from slide-specific ones. This format allows us to work through the changes systematically. And at this stage, we're responsible for assessing the feedback. So we need to decide what changes to incorporate and ensure the final presentation still aligns with our goals. Not all the feedback will be actionable, so we need to prioritize it based on what's most important to the stakeholders. After incorporating any final edits, we're ready to prepare notes for the final presentation itself. Step 4, create the presentation notes. Now that our slides are set, we'll add notes for each slide to guide our delivery. In this step, we'll use Claude to create concise presenter notes. Claude's an awesome tool for this, as it can produce clear, easy to read notes based on our slides and our outline. Other LLMs can also work here if you prefer. Here's the prompt I'll use in Claude. You are a project manager preparing for an upcoming quarterly review presentation to key stakeholders. I've attached a presentation deck and outline for the quarterly review. I've included detailed notes on the key stakeholders attending the meeting to ensure our presentation is effectively tailored to their interests and needs. Please generate presenter notes that are relevant for each individual slide that include talking points and address stakeholder concerns. Then Claude will respond with a detailed breakdown of talking points for each slide, helping us cover critical points and present confidently. This step is crucial for ensuring we hit all the right notes during the presentation, giving us an opportunity to double check our content. And with our notes finalized, it's time to start practicing our delivery. So step 5, practice presentation. In this step, we'll rehearse the presentation using Udly to refine our delivery style. Udly is a super powerful AI tool for practicing presentations. It provides real-time feedback on pacing, tone, clarity, and filler words. And here's where project managers can really hone their leadership, influence, communication skills, vital elements of PMI's talent triangle, power skills. Other tools similar to Udly are Orai, VoiceVibe, Speechify. They all have their own benefits, and as always, I encourage you to look around and see what works best for you. You have a few options on Udly's homepage of how and what to practice, but for our purposes, we would either select presentation, where we would jump right in and record us rehearsing our presentation, or select upload to upload any video or audio recording to get an AI analysis of your presentation. Either option will result in the same type of analysis and feedback categories. Let's select upload, and you can upload a recording of you practicing your presentation. Once it uploads, it'll analyze our recording, and this analysis is what's super cool. So as you can see under the coaching tab, Udly detailed our strengths and growth areas. It's also come up with a few follow-up questions that we could expect from our stakeholders after our presentation, and an option to practice answering those questions. It's given us general feedback on our demeanor, more specific feedback on areas that we can improve conciseness. You can see a summary of the presentation here, which is just a helpful way to double check that our goals for the presentation have also been picked up by the AI. And then under analytics, you can see AI's feedback on what went well, what could have gone better in both your word choice and your delivery. Then we can take that feedback and keep practicing on our own, or we can share with others with this link up here, or we can immediately jump back in and practice again. What's cool is that after a few practice rounds, Udly tracks our progress, allowing us to see where we've improved. This practice not only builds our confidence, it also helps to ensure our delivery is engaging and clear. And with our delivery refined, we're ready to present. But if you're working with an international team, there's one more option to consider in this workflow. Step 6, translate the presentation. If we have stakeholders who speak other languages, we can create a multilingual presentation. If this step is applicable to your project, we'll go back to Gamma to first translate the presentation deck. So if you click on the little AI star on the card, it'll give you the option to translate each card individually. This is part of the free subscription, but if you're a paid member, you can also translate all the cards at once up here with this AI star symbol. This is an incredible tool to ensure accessibility across various languages. Let's translate this whole deck to French. But this is where it gets even more powerful, is that once you translate the slides, you can take this a step further and create an AI avatar that resembles you to present the slide deck in the same language. This helps us to create a personal, professional connection with our key stakeholders. assuring important information won't get lost in translation. Here, let's use Synthesia to create an AI avatar that looks just like you. It's so crazy, right? You can use other tools like HeyGen, DeepBrain, or Rephrase, as always, up to you and your specific needs. So to create your personal avatar from the home screen on the left-hand side, find where it says Assets, and then below that you can see Avatars. Click on that and select Create under Personal Avatar at the top. Here you'll see a few tips and tricks. Use a quiet and well-lit environment, pause between paragraphs, etc. I'll add a few more from my experience. You should talk as neutral as possible with minimal face, head, and hand movements. And once you're ready to keep going, you can either record yourself using your webcam or you can upload some footage. We'll upload footage here that I've already recorded. It'll process it for a little bit and then you'll have to record your live consent. Once that's all processed, you can see that you have an AI avatar that really resembles you. It's wild, right? So let's ditch both the translated Gamma deck and your AI avatar to present the presentation in your chosen language. First, select Create New Video, import the PowerPoint file you created and downloaded from Gamma. Each slide is then converted into an image and it's just set as a scene background. And down here, we'll select the avatar we just created, and here's where we'll also select the language. Let's select French again. And while we're down here, let's copy and paste the presentation notes for this slide that we generated earlier in Claude. It'll automatically translate them for you in the video. Then over on the right-hand side, you can adjust the avatar's layout, and we'll select circle to give it a nice clean crop. We can add in any animation for the avatar here too. If you expand on the layout dropdown, you'll see the avatar's positioning so that you can copy this for the following slides to keep a nice, consistent layout. And then finally, press generate. Voila, look at that, a presentation completely in French.
Merci à tous d'être présents aujourd'hui.
Or maybe we translate to Japanese.
本日はお集まりいただきありがとう.
Or perhaps we have a stakeholder from Turkey.
Bugün burada olduğunuz için hepinize teşekkür ederim.
A quick note on using AI avatars for multilingual presentations. Inform viewers that the avatar's speech is AI-generated and may contain translation errors, as it hasn't been human-reviewed. For clarity, it's best to refer to the source language to avoid any misinterpretations.
I'm super confident your stakeholders are going to be impressed, engaged, and so appreciative of this extra step. And that's it. This AI-enhanced workflow is a powerful tool for project managers, providing a streamlined way to build and refine presentations while ensuring they're aligned with stakeholder expectations. AI tools help save time and add polish, but remember that we as project managers are ultimately responsible for the final product. By reviewing and tailoring the AI outputs, we ensure the presentation meets our team standards and speaks to the needs of our stakeholders. Think for a moment how long it might have taken you to do something like this workflow from end to end without the use of AI tools. Thanks for joining me. I hope you're excited to implement these tools in your next project presentation.